an extraordinary partner over the last 10, 11 months of the ruling campaign. You know, and I've said many times that I see things the way they are, not the way that I want them to be. And in a moment, I'm going to describe exactly where this campaign is. But before I do that, I want Chase to leave that alone. I want to thank all the people that have been so wonderfully supportive. My campaign staff, who almost were all a volunteer staff. I don't think a lot of people realize this, but we never had the first fundraiser. We never sent out the first request for money, although we raised money. And I'm very grateful for all of them. I want to say this. I was pleased to run with some really exceptional candidates. I want to congratulate LeVar Stoney. I want to congratulate Jack Berry. Both of them are headed for a runoff. Myrna said she's not quite sure, but I am. So both very talented gentlemen who ran a very tough race, and I congratulate them. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I'm also very pleased that it looks like we won at least 3 wards, and they appear to be the working class wards in the city of Richmond. I've always championed myself as somebody who fights for the little guy, and I like that role. I like doing that. And I appreciate that support as well. But we're not going to win 5 wards tonight. We're going to win 3, maybe 4. The other 2 gentlemen are headed for a runoff, and they will duke it out for another 6 weeks. But you know what's funny? As we move towards the end of this campaign, Myrna and I will always look forward to returning to some normal semblance of our family, and that's where we're headed in about 10 minutes. We really are. I mean this. I am really, I've always considered myself one of the luckiest people in the world. The best part of our campaign week, believe it or not, is Sunday mornings when the kids are jumping in bed, 3 of them, and kicking us and I really am. And that's going to be, I'm looking forward to coming home and having dinner every night with my family. And some of you were at our wedding a few months ago, and I said that my babies are my heart, and they are. And so to that degree, it's all good. And I'm very happy. So again, let me just end by saying, and then I'll take a few questions. I congratulate my 2 opponents for a very well-run race. They will be headed to a runoff. I appreciate all the people that help so much, and I am particularly grateful for those hard-working Richmonders who supported us. In a few moments, we're going to leave, but I will take a few questions. Marcus.
Yeah, first one, in the polls, in the earlier poll, you looked pretty good. That was before all these latest scandals came up.
Yes.
Do you think that you not winning may have had something to do with the latest developments?
What was the last portion of your question?
That the latest scandals have something to do
Sure.
with you falling behind?
It did. I mean, we had great poll results, and they were consistent with all the other polls. And up until about 7 days ago, or a little bit longer, 10 days ago, we expected to win 6 wards on election day. But that's life, things don't always go the way you want it, and I accept that. And you just move forward, man. That's what I do. Yes?
Mr. Morrissey, who would you endorse since you're accepting the fate now?
It's too premature to say that right now. I'll talk with both of them, and it's important that they share my views for standing up for the little guy. Here's the problem that we have in the city. There are parts of our city that really are underserved. The housing stock in the 6th Ward is really disgraceful. There's a water runoff problem in South Richmond that hasn't been addressed because we've been talking about schools. There are transportation problems in many parts of our district that need to be addressed. So I'll talk to them and then make a decision on who, if anybody, I may endorse. All right.
I got a question. The most recent scandal being these text messages going back and forth with this client, and a text message requesting her to shave her pubic hairs. First of all, would you are you actually going to say whether or not that indeed was you who sent that?
I'm not addressing that.
And,
No, no.
and are there any regrets as it relates to that matter?
Well, to the extent that there's no question that that latest scandal, as you put it, was the definitive point in the campaign, but we all know what happened. That was something that happened 10 months ago. That was somebody that I had a brief relationship with, and I never would have thought that she would say that and do that. But again, that happens. That's life, and that's the way it is.
But there are some people who wonder if your phone was hacked.
No,
What was your phone hacked?
no, never. I don't think anybody ever suggested
I
it
don't
was.
think we're here to talk about that
That's right,
and
baby.
discuss that, so.
So, any other questions?
Any other questions?
Keep fighting, Joe.
Thank you much. Have a great night.
Bye.